نوينا الأربعين، نوينا الاعتكاف، نوينا الخلوة، نوينا العزلة، نوينا الرياضة، نوينا السلوك، نوينا الصيام لله تعالى العظيم في هذا المسجد. Always we make the niyyah. Anytime you sit to make ibadah, Shaykh Abdul Qadir taught Shaykh Nazim, who taught us to make this niyyah. You go down, نوينا الأربعين, you are making intention for seclusion, 40 days. نوينا الأربعين، نوينا الخلوة، نوينا العزلة، نوينا الرياضة، نوينا السلوك، نوينا الصيام لله تعالى العظيم في هذا المسجد. So you get the barakah and Allah rewards you according to your niyyah. Ayyuhal walad, oh young man. The summary of all ilm is to know what is obedience to Allah and what is worship to Allah. And he said, you must know that obedience and worship is متابعة الشارع في الأوامر والنواهي, is to follow the direction of the shari', the one who gives the law, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, في الأوامر والنواهي, in what he ordered you to do and told you to stay away from. بالقول والفعل, with your, not only by lip service but by action as well. Means in everything you say and do, you must observe the Shari'ah. What is pleasing to Allah, what is not pleasing to Allah. And you must leave everything that is displeasing to Allah. He said the example of if you fast on the Eid day, for example. Can you fast on Eid? You cannot fast. Not only you are doing a worship, a ibadah, you are fasting, but you are actually also ta'tham. It will be a dhanb, it will be ithm for you. It will be a sin written against you if you did, especially if you intentionally disobeying. Or as when you want to pray, for example, and you pray in a clothes that you stole. If somebody sees you, you are fulfilling the from outside you look like you are praying, you are dressed properly and so forth. But you are actually sinning because you are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with something you stole. So it must be that your speech and your action must be in agreement with the Sharia. If it's not, it is misguidance. And this is something here. He said, وَيَنْبَغِي لَكَ أَلَّا تَغْتَرَّ بِشَطْحٍ وَطَامَّاتِ الصُّوفِيَّةِ. He's criticizing the Sufis here. He said you should pay attention and be vigilant and don't be drawn in. Shath is excessive. The excessive things that some people of Tasawwuf do, transgress against. Atammat means the shortcomings of the Sufis. And now, what we were saying yesterday, you find all kinds of people under the banner of Sufism. Went to Florida one time, Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, they had a club in Florida. And so they invited us. I went to do zikr. And afterwards, dinner, wine. And before that, we finished the zikr. Everybody gets up and they turn, men and women, they want to hug each other. Everybody has to hug everybody in the room. And you talk to them, I say, we are Sufis. Yes, we love Sufism, we are Sufis. Tammat Sufiya. Or some Sufis that focus only on come and I will do meditation with me, you're going to see unseen things, you're going to climb the stairs of heavenly ascension, you are going to be in the diwan of awliya, like that, free tickets they're giving. So, not free actually, it's not free. Usually you have to pay. They don't take spiritual payment. It must be cash only or credit card. Shaykh, would be nice if you say, I'll pay you up there. When we get up there together, I will pay you. Okay? It's not like that. It's usually you have to. Yeah. This is Tammat Sufiya. Imam al-Ghazali said, don't pay attention to all this nonsense. He said that you must know that walking on this path is only bil mujāhadah, with struggling against your nafs, with struggling to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, struggling to follow the shariah. It must be. وَقَطْعَ شَهْوَةِ النَّفْس, and to sever to your shahwa is your the lustfulness of the self, to rein it in. وَقَتْلْ هَوَاهَا بِسَيْفِ الرِّيَاضَةِ, and to eliminate its attachments with the sword of the awrad. Riyada is something you do daily, like you exercise, but spiritual exercise. لا بالطامات والترهات, not with all this nonsense things you see that you cannot affirm or confirm. Close your eyes, guided meditation, now you are here, now you are there, now you are seeing this, now you are seeing that. Yes, give me something that Allah is pleasing to Allah, that does not feed my nafs. You know, what's going to happen after that? I may imagine something and to be true. And then I start to walk like, oh, I was in the diwan. Maulana, we said this story before, it is dangerous once you go down that path. Why? Because even there's a story of Sayyiduna Abdul Qadir al-Jilani where he was in one of his dhikr khalwa and a bright light shone in his khalwa, and then he heard this beautiful voice, Ya Abdul Qadir, ahbabnak, or something along that line. O Abdul Qadir, we love you. O Abdul Qadir, qarrabnak, we drew you near. Sayyidina Abdul Qadir was thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O Abdul Qadir, you have reached such a level, you don't need to follow the Sharia. They say, Ya Shaitan. Oh Shaitan. And then the illusion, the bright light turned into darkness. The voice became as it is, ugly. And then he says, Oh Abdul Qadir, your knowledge saved you. He said, I have taken thousands of people who were spiritually high level. I've taken them, I've misguided them with this. And this is Sayyidina Abdul Qadir al-Jilani. Now, who are we? People say also, come, I see jinn. Turrahat. On their haqiqah, on their reality, innahum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you're contradicting the Quran if you say that. Innahum yarawnakum min haythu la tarawnahum. They see you where you can't see them. Yes, jinn can be can يتلبس, can be in a dog, can be in a cat, can be in a human being, like that. But to actually see his real appearance as Allah is. So we have to be careful with this. All these are what the Imam is calling turrahat. And know that the tongue that has no filters, no reins, and the heart that is filled with heedlessness, is closed on with lust also, are signs of bad end. May Allah ma'fu anna.
Ameen. Ameen.
Until you do not slay your nafs with sincere struggle and jihad, your heart will not be filled with the lights of ma'rifah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah gives us tawfiq to grant us to slay our bad manners and nafs, so that Allah's light shines in our hearts. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة.